Howdy folks, Frankie Day here on YouTube. Okay fellas, here it is on a beautiful Sunday afternoon. And this is another update on my fall build of the CSS Alabama. Taken from the last video fellas, I already turned 2 continuous shifts work on it. And got a lot done. More than I could have dreamt of, but I still got a long ways to go. And I'll discuss what I've done on it, then I'll go ahead and swing the camera out and take a peek at it, and we'll go through what I discussed in the beginning of the video as to the build. Thus far, got the mast all assembled, got it standard, primed, painted, and I've got all the deck fittings on there. The decks are completely, everything's done except the exception of pad eyes, which all your rigging fits on your deck, and bolts to the pad eye to your deck, up to your purchase, wherever it is part of your rigging on your ship. And I'm going to do that with wire because I don't approve of the plastic pad eyes they give you the kit because they snap off. So you get a lot more stronger grip by using wire. Just make eyes out of them and glue them to the deck, and you're paint them black first and send them to the deck. And so that's going to be done last towards the rigging. And she's about ready for her rigging. Right now I'm going to get the concentrate on the mast next. So the mast will have to come last. So the rigging is down the road, probably someday next week sometime. But right now, the next thing I want to do on it now is I'm going to go ahead and start detailing the 9-inch Dahlgren guns, 32 pounders, get the blocks all rigged up on them. And I'll add to the model. We'll take a video of that. And next day we'll be stepping of the mast and the shrouds and the rat lines. And the rigging will begin. This will be the fun parts. The Alabama, folks, is almost built like the Kearsarge in a way. It's the REVELL, the way they designed both kits in general are 3-month kits. You can have them completely done within 3 months, or even perhaps even sooner. It depends how much time you want to spend behind them. Like I say, fellas, you can take a 3-month model and make it go forever and ever, but it depends how much detail you want to put into it. So I'm just building it straight from the box and just paint it as is, and that's what it's going to be. And I've never built the Alabama before, and so this is my first time I build the one that I built the Alabama for. I built the REVELL Kearsarge numerous times, and I've got a Kearsarge over there by Sterling as a wooden model. That'll be a winter build too, finishing up on it. Right now it just needs the running rigging and the shrouds rigged up, and everything else will come simple on it. And she's pretty much rigged up and everything else. So I'll post a video of that after this Alabama's done. So stay tuned for that, fellas. That just came to mind just now. So give you guys a basic idea of friend and foe. Okay, guys. Another thing on the Alabama I did, I took the mast and I assembled them. I sanded down real good, well, eliminated the seams. Prime them and paint them with this Tester's buff, because the CSS Alabama didn't have white main mast doublings. Everything was buff. The yards were black. So I used this. This is a matte finish when it dries. You don't want to gloss it. I'll tell you why. Once that dries 24 hours, when I get to the mast, I'm going to take the stain right here. It's called mini wax. It's called golden oak. You take this, give it just one coat over that buff right there. It'll make it look like wood. It'll be like a woodish tan color. So it's just a little tip right there, fellas. So don't be bashful using the stains on plastics. It goes together good no matter what material you put it on. It works very, very well. Okay guys, we're going to come over and take a look at the Alabama and I'll discuss what I've done on it and get back to the video and finish her up. Okay fellas, the camera's friendly, this I do know, and so am I. I'm always friendly. Okay guys, here we go. Here she is right here, fellas. The masts are not glued down, they come off. They come off, fellas. I just put them up there to give you the scale of the ship, how it looks like in its entirety. And we'll spin around a little bit. You can see this side here. We'll zoom in a little bit, fellas. I'm not going to stay back on this. And starting from the bow. We'll do it like old Gary Brinkler does. No finger, but this will work just as good, fellas. I got all the channels and chain plates on. Let me zoom in a little more, fellas. There we go. Got all the chain plates on. Channels are on. These are your combos. These are your dead eyes right here. These are your shutter bays right here for your 32 pounders. You got a 32 pounder up forward. It protrudes there. I'm going to rig these guns individually using blocks, recoil blocks. Keeps the guns from recoiling once they're discharged. As you can see, the buff paint I use on it, and I'm going to go over this whole entire bowsprit assembly with mini wax golden oak stain. Then I'm going to give it a wash around the doublings right here to simulate the separation from the wood and from the metal. And as we protrude aft, there's a stack right there, assembly got done. And I got the forward bridge deck right there where Captain Sims spent most of his time on the bridge wing up there, shouting out orders. You can see the rear main funnels after placed on here. Got the aft skylights on there. I'll bring it a little more. It's focusing a little better, fellas. We got the skylights on. I got the companionway on. I got its wheel on. The screw spindle's got to be exactly. It's got to be rigged up. So as to crank it, it'll bring up the screw. You got cranks, double cranks. Takes 2 men to hoist up that screw. That's got to be rigged on there. That's this portion right here, fellas. So there's aft right here. That's got to be rigged up. That's got, in other words, I got this line right here. It's running wild. It needs to be wrapped around. And you can see most of the deck detail done on it. You can see all the chain plates are done on it. The channels are on there. I went and took some Cryline clear, fellas, and what I done to it, I went ahead and gave it a coat of spray to gloss it up a little bit to seal in the paint. Once that dries, I'm gonna go back with some matte. I'm gonna tone it down and give it a flat finish, and that'll restore the washer done on the wings and also the rest of the fittings. But you got to have some kind of a gloss on there, protection on there to keep it from keep the paint all together right there before you do all that. Because I tried putting matte on matte one time, it don't work too good. So what you got to do, you got to tone up the luster of the paint by using your gloss finishes, and you just go ahead and matte over it, similar that to an aircraft. And I'll swing around here. And this, like I say, fellas, this is a Civil War CSS Alabama, a commerce raider used by the South. The CSS Alabama has won a lot of prizes, and Captain Sims was more of a gentleman more than a villain, as he was vilified for during his court proceedings. During he was actually exonerated from it. He didn't do nothing to him, but they called him a pirate because it was an act of war. There's no rules of war, fellas, you know. And he was, like I say, he's pretty much of a gentleman. And what he did, he more or less went out and before he sunk his ship, he put a boarding party on there and see what kind of stuff they can take and put back on Alabama, and told the captain to abandon your ship. Here's some bread. Here's some food here. Hit the water, and we're sinking your ship. So that's how the compensator was done. It wasn't done in cold-hearted taste, like most U-boats captains did back in World War I and II. And there she is, fellas. And I'll back up a little more. And like I say, fellas, once this everything dries here, I'm going to put the ramrods on here. That's where they ram the shells into the open bores of the guns. They're going to be, I'm going to glue those on there next. And I got a lot of stuff left to do on it. After I get the ramrods all done, I'm going to rig up them guns. And get the guns all rigged up. Then I'll start paying attention on the mast, get the mast all rigged up, get the mast all painted up and stained. Then I'm going to go ahead and start proceed with the fun part. Put the shrouds on and do the running rigging and such. So this thing will keep me busy for a while. There she is, fellas, the CSS Alabama in all her glory. A beautiful ship she is, and one kind of a build. It's a funny thing, fellas, I searched the internet in and out, but I think no one's There's only about 3 or 4 people that's actually built the ship and posted on the internet, and I guess I'm one of the 3rd or the 4th guy that done it. But make a long story short, fellas, it was not that much out there on it, and it's part of American history during the Civil War, and so the CSS Alabama went down in fame as the foe of the Charleston Bay. So anyway, she's built that entirety right now, fellas. So next video is going to be the guns, the Deltron guns and 32 pounders. Okay, guys, we'll bring back the video just shortly to finish up the video. All right, boys, we'll take us back a little bit. Okay, here it is. Okay, guys, that completes video number 3 on my CSS Alabama. As you can see, she's going together quite swiftly, without fuss, and she is come along very good, and I'm pretty happy with the results of her. First time I built the Alabama before. It reminds me of building the REVELL Kearsarge, like I said earlier in the video, but just a different kind of a deck furniture arrangement. Hull is basically the same almost. So anyway, fellas, after this video, I brought it to mind during the beginning of the video. I'm going to bring up my Kearsarge and introduce that as one of my winter builds to finish, along with the Arizona and the Denmark and a few others I got laying around that needs to be done. And so there's no excuse why I can't get these things done by this winter time, because winter time something allows even more time to spend than just sit here and work during most of my work days, when days are very longer, and I'm going to do a little bit here and there and take care of everything else. But wintertime kind of puts me in the bug of building ships, so I always reserve my shipbuilding to wintertime. And so this is the spring build, video number 3 on my CSS Alabama by REVELL, in the scale of 196. And so stay tuned for video number 4, which is going to be the rigging and installation of the Deltron and 32 pounder guns, the primary and secondary weaponry that she had that made her so famous, and also the standing of the mast. Then video number 5 is going to be the fun part. It's going to be installation of the shrouds and the standing rigging, and the build will continue till done. So that completes that. So okay, guys, stay tuned for my entry of my winter build of the USS Kearsarge, the foe that sank the Alabama, and I'll show you the differences between that and the Alabama, as you can see. So stay tuned for that, fellas. That's coming up next after this video. So once again, fellas, I'd like to thank everybody for tuning in. May God bless and make Mama happy, and please subscribe, and we'll catch you on the next video. Next video number 4 for the Alabama will probably be Tuesday. So stay tuned, and for the my Kearsarge next. And then tonight I'm going to start on Jake Cutler's, my friend across the pond, his Dakota group build featuring my Airfix 72 scale C-47 Skytrain, which is going to be a Dakota. So I have a video of that probably tomorrow. So I'm going to be busy all week long between the Alabama and the Dakota and other things coming up, so I'm going to have some fun. Okay, guys, time to get out of here right now, so stay tuned for the Kearsarge coming your way. Okay, boys, take care, Ben. We'll see you back.